good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. So excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys. All right, join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
I'm a little bit more safe when it comes to adventure, whereas my husband and my kids are a little bit more off the beaten path. It's definitely been scary. I've thought, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
did
she
we
said, I
make a
ain't getting
mistake?
the ocean water.
We sold our cars, we sold our house, we sold a majority of our furniture. We scaled down our house down to 10 suitcases, bought plane tickets, and left.
Golly.
Okay, 2 suitcases for him. Only your first now.
Sold everything and got out of there.
My name is Gabriella Lindsay. I'm 37 years old, a wife and mom to 3 beautiful kids. Our family relocated to the island of Antigua, and we live on $159 a day. My oldest daughter is Myrie. She is 10 years old. My middle son is Myrie. He is 9 years old. And my youngest son is Mkazo. He is 8 years old. I am originally from Chicago, Illinois. I graduated with a master's in elementary education from the University of California at Los Angeles. After I graduated, I worked at an elementary school in Chicago. We wanted to have a change of pace of life. When she passed away, we realized that we'd been putting off a dream of ours for a really long time, and we just simply couldn't put that dream off anymore. So we decided to pack everything and move to Mexico and start living the life that we've been wanting to live for quite a while.
This is what it's like playing with kids. And they have children now.
I feel you, big dog. I feel you, big dog.
That was funny.
Ooh, that looked like a split image. Golly, y'all saw the vlog. So when we had first flew out here to South Africa, our daughter's first experience was getting on the flight with us. But it was all sitting there. It was going crazy. They was having so much fun. Looking out the window. Oh, yeah.
I was so happy that not nap time, bedtime was coming up soon. That's why I chose a late flight.
When they hit them lights on that joint,
Child, it was out.
it was out.
For 2 years, when a job opportunity came up for my husband at the medical university here on the island, we really couldn't turn it down. So we, again, in just a couple of weeks' time, packed up our things and moved from Mexico to Antigua.
We'd like to welcome you to Antigua.
There are many differences between my life in Mexico and my life here on Antigua. Although Mexico provided us with a slower pace of life, it was still a very, very busy city. Here in Antigua, it is a much more relaxed atmosphere. When my family and I moved abroad, I sort of actually fell into copywriting. A friend of mine asked me to help her and her business with some writing, so I started taking lessons in copywriting and getting more clients, and now that is what I do. The cost of living in Antigua is higher than the cost of living in Mexico. However, both the cost of living in Mexico and Antigua is less expensive than in Chicago.
Oh, I bet.
We're pretty mindful about.
Hold on, bro. Let me say this. First of all, the fact that she figured out that copywriting was her thing. You know what I'm saying? It just brought me to this quote. It just really fell on me. Your cup is not empty. You just don't know what people thirst for.
Ooh.
That is hard.
Ooh.
I bet once you figure out what people thirsty for, I bet you start filling their cups up. And everything is because you're going to overflow. We're always overflowing when we tap into what we like to do. And she tapped into what she liked to do, that passion. Your cup is not empty. You just don't know what people are thirsty for. All right, here we go.
The cost of living in Antigua is higher than the cost of living in Mexico. However, both the cost of living in Mexico and Antigua is less expensive than in Chicago.
Heard that.
We're pretty mindful about where we spend our money. The majority of our money goes towards our rent and our utilities, and then of course groceries. We only eat out about 1 time per month, and a lot of the activities that we do are typically free of cost, like going to the beach or going for a weekend hike. As an entrepreneur, my income shifts month to month, but on average I make about $5,000 per month. While my kids are doing their virtual schooling or while they were at in-person school, that's my time also to work on my business. I typically work from 9 a.m. till about 1:30 p.m. Clients pay me via PayPal, which is great because it comes pretty automatically from when the payment is sent. My husband makes about $5,700 per month, and combined we make about $10,700 per month.
Oh,
Our phone bill now is $49 per month. In Chicago, our phone bill was upwards of $200. Our health insurance here in Antigua is actually comparable to our health insurance costs in the States. Here we pay $590 for 5 people per month, mainly because it is a US-based healthcare plan that has medevac in the event of an emergency. We live in the Hodges Bay neighborhood of Antigua. We spend $2,200 a month for our 3-bedroom home. In Chicago, we spent about $1,800 per month on our mortgage, and in Mexico, we spent $475 a month for rent for a 3-bedroom home. We spend about $240 a month for electricity. In Mexico, electricity was in the $50 to $75 per month range, so it was really surprising to spend so much on our electric bill here. Relocating out of the United States helped our family grow financially because our day-to-day expenses are significantly lower than they were in the States, which has allowed us to put a lot more money towards both paying off our credit cards, which we've done, paying down our student loans, as well as setting money aside for retirement and for savings.
First of all, I just want to say that their kids look like they have adapted really well. That's
they look like they're from there.
They look like they adapted really well. Like they killing it. They killing it.
That's their home.
I'm responsible for paying taxes in the U.S. We are lucky enough to have a really great expat tax consultant who handles all of the number crunching and makes sure that everything is above board without too much difficulty on my or my husband's side. Living far away from family can be difficult at times. We definitely miss seeing them, especially with the recent pandemic, not being able to travel as freely. However, we do take advantage of Skype, FaceTime, Zoom meetings so that we can see our family and friends whenever we want via the internet. One of the most challenging things transitioning to living on Antigua is driving on the opposite side of the road.
Lord.
Oh,
For the first
talk
few
about
months
it.
of living.
Talk about it. We done seen with our own 2 eyes from the passenger seat, baby. We need a little bit more time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in that back seat and keep looking out the window because
Exactly.
that turn was a little wide. Oh, I see why it's wide. You gotta get on the left side.
Right. What those hand signals mean?
Yeah.
You don't know? Yeah, we're gonna stick to the passenger side. But a lot of people always ask us if we would move abroad because they always cite what's going on in the politics and things like that and how high things are. And our main reason for not moving abroad just yet, who knows? We don't know what the future holds. Okay?
Never know what the future holds.
But just yet is our family. Our family and our culture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what's going on in the media. Our family and our culture, we don't want to be that far away from our family. What I was going to say, we are a part of families who chose not to migrate to the other areas. You know, the Great Migration for African Americans, the first or second wave. Now, I do have an aunt who did participate in the second wave. She went to California.
Shout out.
But majority of both of our families, so that's what, 4 branches, right, together. No one left family and culture.
Yeah.
So.
And I just want to add on to that family always triumphs. I mean, having that village is a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Because for one, it's like we grew up in our household and we seen how things was, but now we have our kids and we want them to have their grandparents, want them to see their cousins, you know what I'm saying? We want them to have their relationship. So is it there?
It's gone.
Is it gone? So for them, you know, and the next generation at that, it's like still maintaining that relationship with family and building that village is just, it triumphs. It's going to always win.
Right. So that's what's holding us back. You know, we don't care what's going on in the politics. Our family has shown that they survived. So we will survive.
You was funny.
moving here, it was very difficult for me to adjust, especially after not having even driven for the past 2 years while we were living in Mexico.
And on the left side of the
When it comes
road?
to paperwork, coming from the States, being very used to being able to submit paperwork online, upload documents, not have to actually go to places in person. It's very different here. A lot of times you have to go to the place in person. There's a lot of stamps, there's a lot of staples, there's a lot of going from one window to the next in order to get things done. And sometimes those processes can take a few hours. So,
but you see, she's that type of a woman though, because when it comes to paperwork, she loves to have everything as a receipt, right? So being in person, I feel like you would have that as it wouldn't be too bad.
I would beat the workers there.
Because even if it's a phone call, after everything is said and done, she was like, okay, I need everything that you guys just had down written. I need that back to me because we need to know what we got going on together.
Right.
And you just going to leave it in y'all hands and just believe that y'all going to handle it correctly because they lose paperwork, y'all. Get y'all paperwork back.
we've definitely learned to slow down, be a little bit more patient.
That's what's up.
My husband has a work permit visa, which allows him to be on island and work at the university. As a result, I have a visa that is dependent upon his work visa, and my children have student visas. In order to obtain a work permit, the government of Antigua requires a criminal background check, a letter of employment, copies of birth certificates, passports, marriage licenses, etc. For my children to receive their student visas, the government of Antigua requires letters from their school stating that they are in good academic and behavioral standing that are then submitted to the Ministry of Education. My multiple entry visa costs $444 per year. My kids' students' visas are $111 per year, so times 3, that's $333 per year. My husband's work visa is covered by his university, so we don't have to worry about paying for that. So in total, we spend $777 per year to live in Antigua, to come and go as we please. Right before moving to Mexico, my husband started a YouTube channel called La Vida Lindsay. The point of the YouTube channel was to chronicle our journey moving from the States to Mexico as an opportunity to share with our family and friends what we were going through, as well as to inspire others who might want to make the same journey. One of my husband's and my biggest goals, wherever we are in the world, is that they grow up in an environment that is loving and caring, and that's something that we've experienced moving out of the U.S., both in Mexico and in Antigua. 5 years from now, Vernon and I see ourselves still living outside of the United States. As to whether we'll be in Antigua or not, I'm not sure, but we definitely see ourselves continuing to live as expats outside of the U.S. in a country that has great weather and a wonderful cost of living.
Hey man, we're gonna stop at that. Make sure you guys check them out. I felt like this one's really in depth for families.
Yes, yes.
They really did a big one. I'm talking about they put it all on the table for y'all to know how to get it done.
I love how everybody's story is so different.
Yeah.
And they're educating the people, educating the masses. Love it. All right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.